Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. It's time for Owin's Field Report, sponsored by Les Schwab Tire Centers.
Now, this week's field report's pretty simple. A lot of it was just cleanup, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday-ish. It was all cleanup from duck season. Clean the sled out. Poor thing's been sitting, just getting abused for the last 3.5 months, it seems like. And actually had a chance to take it out yesterday and run the river a little bit, just burn some fuel, and spend a little bit of time fishing yesterday. Not to overlook my photos, but yesterday I had a chance to run plugs for a little while. And although that was from the previous day, but I had a chance to run plugs yesterday for a little bit, and I actually got bit. And one of the drawbacks to fishing plugs is that if they come out of the water and start thrashing, they can throw those things pretty quickly. It was kind of my fault. I didn't have that drag tightened down enough. At least that's my excuse. Either way, this week was not bad. You can see nice little hatchery fish for myself this week. So I think it's, I am, 6 for 7 in the last week. So that's pretty good. Taking that. Thank you very much. Thanks to Moose. Like I mentioned last week, it is not because of me, it's who you know, right? To get me in the right spot. But nice little hatchery fish. I'm pretty proud of that. You know, of course, we had to get the Chevy in there. We had to get the Silverado in the background. And then Moose picked himself up a nice wild. It was kind of a tough day when we had a chance to get out and chase him with Moose. And actually, Fish Killer, I was shocked that old Freddie was out there doing some fishing. But pretty darn tough. And really, it wasn't because of river conditions. River conditions are great. It is. You can go ahead and pop that off. We don't need to keep his ugly mug up there too long. It was great river conditions. Overall, it was like, wow, why aren't we just stacking them right now? And it's the way the river systems are. It just depends on where you are, how the fish come in, if they get by you or whatever. And with high water, they do fly right through the system. And we very well could have missed them that day. I think we only hooked, I want to say 5. But at the very least, you know, there's some great opportunities out there and some great reports. And it's all because of what you're looking at here. My home river right now at 14.4, pretty darn prime. But all of them are that way. Moving along, Wilson, same thing. If I was over there today, I know right where I would be. I even know the rock that proximity of 20 feet one way or the other that I would spend all day. Might upset somebody, but same thing, all the way up and down the system. All the rivers are back down into that, I'd almost call it just the perfect zone, maybe even starting to get close to the little bit of thin and clear, depending on what systems you might be talking about. Further south, same thing. And this is where it's going to stand. We're going to check in with Katie in just a minute, but you can tell that we got some rain that's going to come in and change things, at least level everything off from the fall, but hopefully put everything in that position that if you do get the chance to get out there, you know, that you have a good opportunity to catch some fish. Now, this week we've been running huge beads, like baseball, softball size beads. We might be able to start scaling that back instead of the full-size worms, to be something a little bit smaller. I know some folks out there yesterday were having success fishing eggs. I was a little bit jealous. I saw a couple get caught on eggs and I didn't have any. At the very least, the fish are around. You just got to get out there and hopefully make it happen. Now, before we get to Katie, I got to remind you, we're also going to check in with Jason Hambley in just a little bit from the Puyallup Sportsman Show. But send him an email. Jason, at ProCure, you have a chance to win the Winter Steelhead Prize Pack. All of these are things, well, let's see, I didn't use any of the egg cure, but I used everything else this week trying to get bit. So it's a great opportunity, and hopefully you're lucky enough to win something. But let's find out what the weather is really going to be like going forward. Based on what the rivers are showing, Katie, doesn't look like we're going to have any significant rain come into the area.
Yeah, it's because of that split flow. Everything's getting focused toward California. We're getting just a few sort of energies that are just sort of drifting off of it, which I'll show you, which means we have a chance for a few showers Sunday night, tomorrow night into Monday, maybe a few sprinkled or Tuesday, Wednesday, and that's it. Most models are showing all the way through the 10th. Most of us maybe up to a ½ inch or 3/4 of an inch as you head through the valley. It's been a beautiful start to the day there. That Shriner's camera, I've enjoyed watching the sun come up. Not expecting to be as warm the next couple of days, but definitely more on the dry side. In fact, this could be the first time we have a fully dry weekend since December. I say that possibly because, as you see tomorrow, we start to see a bit of shower chance coming in, and this is more Monday early morning. So it'll depend if we get anything measurable tomorrow night before we flip that calendar day over to Monday. And then you can see Monday looks like sort of a drippy day with a few showers, and then things may linger into Tuesday. There it is. That's the split flow that we're talking about. You can see that main jet stream right down here pushed right into and aimed right at California, and then you have this upper split of the flow where we just have a few things sort of getting us as it moves through. We're going to be cooler, but mainly dry through all of this. And as I mentioned, this is the next 3 days, not too much. You can see basically dry until we get to tomorrow night, maybe around 11 p.m. We could see some accumulation, but it's just not much. The extended forecast does show some cooler temperatures, so we'll be back to average and then just slightly below average as we head toward the end of the week.
Love it. To be honest with you, that's about right. It's nice to see the temperature come down a little because it seemed like it was a little too early for springtime.
Yeah, we're not quite at fall spring yet, but it sure felt like it on Thursday.
Yeah, it did. It was actually kind of nice, but I felt bad.
No flip-flops yet.
There you go.
Not yet.
Katie, thank you. Last thing I got to throw out there to you for all of us that just wrapped up duck season, please don't do what I've done in the past, or many of us have done. Make sure you clean your shotguns before you put them away. You just trust me on that. Take care of it. Doesn't matter if you only went out twice or 3 times. Also, leave your decoys alone. Leave them dirty. If they're muddied up or dirty right now, that's what you want to see. That's what you want to have in the beginning of this year's duck season. Okay? Just trust me on that one. Go with it. It'll save you some time as well. All right, we're going to cut to a break. When we come back, I'm going to have Jared Higginbotham on the line from the Puyallup Sportsman Show. Jared, of course, is with Yakima Bait. We're going to find out how things are real time and what you can expect when you show up there today or tomorrow. We'll be right back.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by P-Line, because we fish, by Hawken Fishing, perfection in fishing gear, and by Haxton's Canvas and Upholstery, the trusted name of the Pacific Northwest.